Good evening, everyone. Thanks very much for being here. Introducing Madame Espinosa. Thank you. And she'll go straight to questions.
Hello, good afternoon. Very happy to be here.
Please.
Thank you very much, Madam Espinosa. Edith Lederer from the Associated Press. Two questions. First, how important is it for you to see the General Assembly choose and the Security Council choose the first woman to be Secretary General? And if you are elected, what role do you see for the Deputy Secretary General choice you would make?
Well, the issue of a woman, my answer would be why not? My answer would be that after 8 years, it is about time. But I would also say that not any woman, the right woman and the right leader that the UN deserves. Regarding your question about, what was it? The Deputy Secretary General. Of course, it's a very important decision, and I would take this decision after consulting with member states.
Please, Ms. Espinosa Garcés from Al Jazeera English. Thanks for taking some questions. I'm sure you're probably pretty tired after 3 hours of that. My question is, you've said in the past that the UN has a crisis of delivery and not a crisis of purpose, correct? So if you become Secretary General, what is the first thing you would do different than Antonio Guterres to deliver on fixing the crisis of delivery? What is the one thing that you would do different, especially in the first year, that would show direct purpose?
Well, I think that words matter here, and impact and a results-oriented organization is what I would like to help build. The issue of the huge delivery gap of the organization, the implementation gap of the organization. Of course, the Secretary General has to put the machinery of the Secretariat to the service of member states. It is a shared responsibility between member states and the Secretariat. I think the current UN80 process is going to help on that. The current mandate review process is going to also support the idea that the UN needs to focus, and the UN needs to prioritize, the UN needs to rationalize, and look at results and impact. This is the right incentives for the work of the UN system as a whole. I am a person of action, I'm a person of results, and I will bring that energy and these principles to my office.
Thank you, Madam Espinosa. Stefano Baccara, Ita Press. You were there for hours answering questions. There was any questions that you didn't expect that all coming and came, and there was a question actually that you expected to be made at once and instead never came.
Well, I have to say that for me the questions were a very productive exercise because it helped me understand the concerns and the priorities of member states. Each question was a question that I valued and I welcomed because it helped me complete the map of the work I'm doing in preparation of hopefully my role as the next Secretary General of this House. And questions that from the G77, from the seats, the developing countries, I think were expected because these are their needs, their concerns. They are basically sharing the vision for the UN of the future. Most of the questions, I think, were extremely useful to enrich the conversation.
We'll take 2 more questions, please.
Thank you very much. I am Muna Abdul with Al-Quds Al-Arabi. First of all, congratulations on your candidature. We would like to ask about the Palestinian question. How do you plan to use your proposed prevention and early action plan to break the cycle of settler violence in the West Bank, and specifically are interested in knowing how you would translate this new mechanism into a concrete plan to ensure Palestinian freedom and reconciliation between the Israelis and Palestinians. And thank you.
Well, I think I was very clear what is the role of the Secretary General with regard to all the conflicts. And I insisted on the importance of shuttle diplomacy, on the ability of early action, on the responsibility of the Secretary General to keep members of the House, especially the Security Council, properly informed and advised on early warning, on the situations on the ground, to prevent conflicts, and of course the conflicts that are already happening right now. I mentioned clearly what the role of the Secretary General to bring together the two tracks, the General Assembly track and the Security Council track, the two resolutions, and supporting the implementation of those. And of course, making myself constantly available to support ongoing efforts for a lasting peace in the Middle East.
But is there a concrete plan, specific steps to ensure that?
Well, obviously that I am seriously working on that, because this is something that is important to the member states. But I will work hand in hand with them. And of course, the respect for international law and international humanitarian law in the protection of civilians, that is part of the core role of the United Nations.
Any other questions? Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for staying so late, after work hours for you. So thank you for the patience, and thank you for being here.